Shalom. Global responsibility. In this week's parashah, Moses calls on heaven and earth to be witnesses to the Jewish people. Listen, heaven, and I will speak, and hear, earth, the words of my mouth. The Midrash explains that the people are to look to the natural world as symbols of faithfulness to God and to emulate them. Says the Midrash, even though they were not created to receive reward or punishment, they do not deviate from their assigned mission. How much more you, who receive reward and punishment, should not deviate from your assigned mission? At first glance, the comparison that Moses is making doesn't make sense. Heaven and earth are inanimate objects. They cannot choose not to obey the laws of physics and cell biology. They perform the function for which they were created without any choice on their part. Our moon cannot decide one day that it would prefer to rotate around Jupiter. Conversely, a human being has free will. She or he can choose whether or not to get up in the morning, whether or not to pray, whether or not to keep Shabbat. How can Moses make such a comparison? The answer is that Moses is not comparing the different functions of God's creation. He is comparing their purpose. Each part of the universe has a specific role to play in a vast ecosystem that interacts at so many levels. A human being's role is to exercise moral choices. We have been created with free choice, with the capacity to defy God, but also with the opportunity to earn our own reward. We rightfully take our place in God's creation when we fulfill the role for which we have been created. When we choose properly, we are the crown of creation. If we choose improperly, then we defile our role and are worse than insects. In our generation, we have so much more capacity to contemplate the vastness and intricacy of creation, from the billions of galaxies that the James Webb Telescope is displaying to the dizzying detail of nuclear and atomic structure. The climate change we are experiencing on our planet is already alerting us to the consequences of misguided behavior at a political level. The same is no less true of the choices we make in our moral and spiritual lives. Look at heaven and earth, appreciate your role in this universe, and act responsibly. Shabbat Shalom.